Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining me for this week's advanced posture of the week. This week we're working on Hanumanasana. That is the full splits. That is a very challenging posture as far as flexibility is concerned, and it's super important that your body is completely warmed up with most of the focus on the hamstrings. Cool. To begin, make your way into a downward facing dog position. From the downward facing dog, step your right foot in between your hands, lower the left knee down, flip the left foot over top of the foot on the ground so that you're in this lunge-like shape. From here, if you have the support of blocks, do utilize the blocks. Walk your hands back and shift so that the left hip stacks directly over your left knee. Work the right foot forward and hold it here. Now this could be a first step and stage, a good point to hold. If your hamstrings are tight, make it dynamic. Or if you're practicing this at all cool, the body doesn't feel really warmed up yet, then make it dynamic. Well, the next step from there is really just, it's not so much going deeper, but it's adding the hip extension to the posture. So we can slide the right leg forward, but also work that left leg back. You may need to flex it a couple times. Now, that way, especially if you lift the chest, you'll feel the hip extension, length on your left hip flexor and psoas. Use the blocks for support unless you're super flexible and you can start to fold forward toward the ground. Stay active in the front leg, push your heel into the mat, rock side to side, engage not just the hamstring but also the quad, creating that active stretch. Well, now if you wanted to go a little deeper, you can start to change the orientation of those blocks as you get lower and lower, closer toward to the ground, minimizing the support that comes from your hands, eventually, of course, all the way down on the mat. Make sure that your hips remain square as you pull the right hip back and the left hip forward, even if that means that you have to lift a little bit away from the ground. Hold it there, kick into the ground as much as you can to protect yourself from overstretching. To exit, work your way back into a lunge position. Place the hands at the top of the mat, tuck your toes under, and then either push back to downward facing dog or through vinyasa into the downward facing dog. Good. So thank you for joining me for this week's advanced posture of the week. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. You can always email me at mark@MOXIE.yoga. Other than that, enjoy the rest of your day and week. As always, namaste.